Selamat pagi, Fadi. How are you?
Selamat pagi, Mr. Rod. I'm fine.
Good.
How about you?
Baik saja. So, hey, it's nice and cool this morning. What's it like in Bandung?
A bit cloudy.
Yeah, cloudy but quite bright and nice and cool.
Yeah.
Right? Have you had much rain the last 1 or 2 days? Had much rain?
No.
Tidak
Really.
hujan. Oh, is it hujan
What about
sedikit?
that?
Yeah, Bogor sedikit di sini, di Central Bogor. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so today I thought we continue to investigate British English versus American English. Can you just translate that maybe for our listeners who can't speak too much Indonesian? English? Sorry.
Ya, hari ini kita kembali lagi dengan seri British English versus American English.
Good. Okay. So, to you, the listeners, to our subscribers, and those of you who want to learn English, want to become fluent in English, please support us by subscribing and sharing with your friends. And if you know of any schools or universities who want lessons for an English native speaker, and a lovely young lady, Fadi, if they want lessons, free lessons, gratis, in which they can answer multiple choice answers or questions with multiple choice answers, you've come to the right place. That's what we do here. And this is video number 38 today. All right, Fadi, you just...
Untuk para audiens, jangan lupa untuk terus support kami dengan membagikan video ini, like dan juga subscribe. Kemudian jika Anda memang ingin belajar bahasa Inggris agar lancar berbahasa Inggris, maka ini adalah channel yang tepat untuk Anda belajar bersama-sama dengan English native speaker, Mr. Rod, dan juga ada saya yang membantu untuk menerjemahkannya, dan juga akan ada beberapa soal pilihan ganda yang dituliskan di description box.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thanks, Fadi. And also, if they complete the lessons, which have anything between maybe 10 to 26 questions, and they complete the answers, multiple choice answers, they complete it. If you're in university or school, you can send it to your teacher who will have an answer sheet, or you can submit it in the comments section underneath the video, submit it in the comments, and we will grade it. We have a team here who will grade and give you the score to your answers.
Dan juga jika sudah selesai menyelesaikan soal yang ada sekitar 10 sampai 26 soal itu, kalian bisa mengirimkannya baik ke guru kalian untuk dicek apa jawaban yang benar, ataupun bisa menuliskannya di comment section di bawah. Dan nanti tim dari Mr. Rod akan mengecek dan memberikan jawaban yang benar.
Thank you very much, Fadi. Good translation. I couldn't do it better myself. So today we're going to do 10 different versions of British English versus American English. And the first one is, this is a strange one. In Britain, or British English, we say cotton. You know, cotton, you can sew. You sew the clothes with cotton, right? What is it in Bahasa when you sew? You're sewing like the clothes.
Benang.
Benar.
Benang.
Spell it. Huh?
BENANG.
Oh, benang.
Yeah.
I thought you said benar. Oh, benang. Oh, yeah. So that's cotton. In America, it's cotton, and usually cotton is made from material called cotton. You know, you can get wool, which is from sheep, and you get cotton, which is from plants. It grows, right? It grows from plants, from the ground. Can you translate that maybe?
Oke, jadi yang pertama adalah benang. Kalau British English itu menyebutnya cotton. Sedangkan kalau di Amerika, cotton ini diartikan sebagai suatu bahan pakaian, katun, yang terbuat dari kapas.
Yeah, so three common materials for clothing is wool, cotton, and nylon. You know, nylon, Nylon. Nylon is man-made or is not natural, right? Whereas cotton comes from cotton fields. It grows like vegetables grow. They're cotton plants, they're cotton fields. Very popular in the US. And of course, wool is from sheep.
Kemudian sebetulnya ada 3 bahan pakaian yang biasanya dipakai oleh kita. Yang pertama itu wool yang terbuat dari bulu domba. Kemudian katun yang terbuat dari kapas. Dan yang terakhir adalah nilon. Kalau nilon ini buatan manusia, bukan dari bahan alami.
Okay, so whereas the British or UK English call it cotton, the Americans call it thread. Thread, thread.
Jadi benang kapas ini kalau di British English disebutnya cotton, sedangkan American English menyebutnya thread, T-H-R-E-A-D.
Yeah, maybe because you have to with a needle, and you got the cotton or the thread, American thread. You have to thread it through the holes, thread it through the clothing, thread it through. So that's maybe why they call it thread, because to thread through something is to go through small little holes.
Okay. Dan mungkin penyebutan thread ini karena di Amerika benang kapas ini dimasukkan ke, sama seperti kita, dimasukkan ke jarum, kemudian dijahit melalui pakaian kita.
Yeah, very good.
Thread.
Yes. The number 2, kedua, is on the road, jalan, where you come to, sometimes we say junction, but more often we say crossroads. A crossroad is jalan, or like that. We say T-junction in England or Britain, but we say crossroads where you got roads crossing each other. Okay. In America we call it intersection, whereas Britain crossroads, where the roads cross each other.
Okay. Kemudian yang kedua adalah perempatan. Kalau British English menyebutnya crossroads, sedangkan ada istilah lain untuk pertigaan itu junction. Kalau American English menyebut perempatan sebagai intersection.
Very good. So it's like this. Where you have one road meets another one and joins another one, we call it a junction, right? Could be a T-junction. Where one road meets another one. Where we have 2 roads crossing each other, right? Like this. We call that crossroads. Americans call it intersection.
Perbedaannya antara T-junction dengan crossroad. Kalau T-junction itu satu jalan ketemu dengan jalan lainnya. Sedangkan kalau crossroad itu satu jalan bersilangan dengan jalan lainnya. Jadi di British English disebutnya crossroads, sedangkan American English menyebutnya intersection.
Yeah, so Fadi, in your estimation, in your analysis, which one represents crossroad or intersection? Which one represents the nearest, most accurate meaning? So the meaning.
Crossroads.
Yeah, absolutely, crossroads, because it's roads crossing each other, right? Going underneath, over the top, like flyover. Exactly. Very good. Okay. Ketiga, dustman and British dustman, and in America we call it garbage collector. Basically, a dustman is someone who collects the rubbish outside the houses, and they use a dustbin, right? So you've got a dustman who picks up the dustbin, throws it onto the truck, the rubbish, puts it down again. Same man is called a garbage collector. So you've got dustman who picks up a dustbin and throws the rubbish on or the garbage onto a truck. Or in America, we have a garbage collector picking up the garbage and throwing it onto a truck.
Yang ketiga adalah tukang sampah, itu yang selalu mengambil tempat sampah di depan luar rumah kita dan melemparkan atau membuang sampah-sampah tersebut ke truk. Nah, kalau di British English disebutnya dustman.
Yeah.
Sedangkan American English menyebutnya garbage collector.
Yeah. What would you call dust in Bahasa Indonesian? What's dust? You know, dust like this.
Debu.
Okay, so you can't say a dustbin or a dustman picks up dust. It's not true, right? Whereas in America, you could argue quite well, they're picking up garbage, they're picking up rubbish in a garbage bin, right? And they're throwing it onto a truck. So which one would you say is more true of the meaning?
This one, garbage collector, is
absolutely. It's more it represents more real life. What it actually means. Yeah, very good. All right, so the Americans win that one. Next one, keempat. You know, on a mobile, right? On a mobile or even a motor, they have what the British called an engine. In America, in Bahasa Indonesia, you call it a machine. You know the machine.
Yeah.
The machine. But in England or Britain, we call it an engine. And guess what? The Americans call it a motor. A motor. Same as Bahasa Indonesia, a motor is for motorbike, right? Americans, motor is a machine in Indonesia and an engine in English.
Yang keempat adalah mesin. Kalau British English menyebutnya engine, sedangkan American English menyebutnya motor.
Yeah.
Dan jangan sampai salah karena kalau di kita kan motor itu kendaraan yang ada dua roda, sedangkan di Amerika motor ini artinya mesin. Very
good. Yeah, the machine or engine or motor is the power, right? We have the power, right? The power to make something go. A car, mobile, motor, and a pesawat, an aircraft has engines, big engines, right?
Yeah.
We call turbo engines.
Okay.
We call them turbines. On an aircraft, you know, aircraft, jets, those 4 engines or 2 engines, we call them turbines. Turbines, we call them.
Okay, ya. Dan engine atau motor ini untuk
Pesawat.
Mesin yang dapat menggerakkan seperti mobil, motor atau juga pesawat. Kalau di pesawat itu ada 4 mesin, 4.
Yeah, 2 or 4. Some got 2 and some got 4.
Okay. Ya, kadang ada 2, kadang ada 4, dan itu disebutnya turbin.
Turbine, turbine. Yeah, turbine, turbine.
Okay. Dan disebutnya turbin.
Yeah, very good. And the turbine engine goes round like this. It's like a rotary, goes round. Yeah, aircraft, the turbine. Very good. Next one. The next one is when you're on TV or on YouTube or you go to the cinema. In England, in the UK, in Great Britain, we watch a film, right? A film. Whereas in America, we watch a movie. So, film in Great Britain, movie in America.
Selanjutnya adalah yang biasa kita tonton, baik di YouTube, di TV, ataupun di bioskop. Kalau British English menyebutnya film, sedangkan American English menyebutnya movie. Dan di Indonesia rasanya lebih sering kita juga menyebutnya film.
Yeah, film.
Not film.
Yeah.
But film.
Film, F-I-L-M. Correct. Very good. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Terus. So, okay, the next one is, okay. We have what we call a flat and apartment. What's that in Bahasa Indonesia, an apartment?
Apartemen.
It's the same, apartment.
Yeah.
Apartment. Okay, apartment. In America, we call apartment. And in Britain, England, it's crazy. We call it a flat. You know, like flat tire, flat, right? Why? I have no idea why Britain, we call it a flat. No idea, zero. I have no idea. America call it apartment, right?
Okay, yeah. Yang keenam adalah apartemen. Kalau British English menyebutnya flat. Kalau diartikan flat, datar. Dan Mr. Word tidak tahu apa alasannya kenapa British English menyebut apartemen sebagai flat. Kemudian kalau American English menyebutnya apartment.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. Personally, I think apartment's better, but because flat doesn't mean anything. Flat what? You know, it's very, very strange. Flat actually is not, it's normally used as an adjective. You know, flat, something's flat. This phone is flat, you know, it's not round. Flat, not round. So I don't know how, maybe you can translate that. Maybe you can translate that.
Jadi ini American English menang karena apartment rasanya lebih masuk akal, dan sedangkan flat ini merupakan kata sifat untuk menggambarkan suatu benda, yaitu ya tadi datar. Contohnya HP Mr. Word itu permukaannya datar.
Yeah,
flat.
That's right. Okay, very good. The next one is very strange. We have in England or Great Britain or in the UK, we have what we call a garden. Garden where the flowers grow, the grass grows, where children can play in the garden, the back of the house. You have a house, the back of the house, and sometimes the front of the house, we have a garden where it's got grass and flowers, sometimes small trees, right? That's called a garden where things grow. Right? But in America, we don't call it a garden, we call it a yard. Yard? When I think of a yard, normally it's like a place where you have concrete, you know, where you can drive into, park maybe. But a garden in America is called a yard. It's very strange, that word. What is it called in Bahasa Indonesia? Is it raya, taman raya or something like that?
Yeah, taman.
Taman.
Yeah, taman.
Okay, so maybe you can translate that one.
Okay. Yang ketujuh adalah taman. Taman yang dimaksud ini misalnya taman yang ada di depan, di halaman rumah, di depan ataupun di belakang halaman rumah. Dan biasanya itu merupakan lahan yang bisa dijadikan tempat bermain untuk anak-anak, dan biasanya ada beberapa pohon, kemudian banyak bunga dan juga rumput. Kalau British English menyebutnya garden, sedangkan Amerika menyebutnya yard.
Yeah. Very strange. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why they call it a yard. Yard is somewhere flat where you can put, it's concrete or cement, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I always think of a yard. Yeah. Okay, very good. Next one. This is strange. You know, we call it gym shoes. You know these shoes you put like Nike or Adidas, soft shoes. You go to the gym shoes. They're very soft, thick heel, thick, like you know, like I don't know what you call in Bahasa. Those type of shoes.
Sepatu cats.
Yeah, sepatu
KETS.
Sepatu cats. Well, in England, we call them gym shoes, to go to the gym, right? Or go running. Sometimes we say running shoes because we go running shoes or gym shoes. In America, whoa, we call them sneakers. Sneakers. You know, the meaning of a sneaker is someone who does things very quietly without you seeing, does bad things. They do things without being seen. They sneak around. They do things secretly, bad things secretly, sneaking around, right? You understand that one? To sneak around.
I understand.
Yeah, maybe translate that to sneak around. Then Americans call them sneakers. What you wear. England, we call them running shoes or gym shoes. And in Bahasa Indonesia, you call them sepatu what?
Cats.
Cats, sepatu cats. Yeah. Not cats, meow. Not that one, no. Not sepatu, meow, meow. Kucing, no. Cat. Yeah. Okay, got it. Can you translate? Yeah.
Berikutnya adalah sepatu cats atau sepatu olahraga yang biasa kita pakai untuk olahraga, untuk ke gym atau lari. Nah, kalau British English itu istilahnya gym shoes atau running shoes.
Yeah, running is lari, right? Lari.
Yeah, yes? Lari, yeah.
Yeah.
Sedangkan American English menyebutnya sneakers. Padahal kalau diartikan dari sneaker itu artinya orang yang melakukan hal-hal seperti mengendap-endap ya, jadi pergerakannya pelan, tidak ada suara, dan biasanya mereka melakukan hal-hal yang agak buruk, hal yang tidak baik.
Yeah. Very strange. Yes, sneakers. Obviously, I think you'll agree with me that the British running shoes gym shoes is the best description, right?
Yeah.
Sneakers, yeah, describe them at all. Okay, good. Okay, and then we have two more, dua lagi. In England, every summer holiday and at Christmas, right? Christmas time, and in the summer we have a holiday. We go on holiday. Istirahat from work. Have a holiday. Not time off, it's a holiday. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah. And at Christmas, New Year, also we have holiday. But in America, they call it vacation. Bahasa Indonesia, what is it we call it? Libur.
Hari libur.
Hari libur, yeah. But it's in England, it's not 1 day. It's usually 1 week, 2 weeks, like a holiday, yes. Or long weekend, right? Can you translate that?
Okay. Yang ke-9 itu hari libur. Kalau di Inggris itu disebutnya holiday. Dan biasanya holiday ini durasinya panjang, nggak cuma beberapa hari, tapi 1 minggu atau 2 minggu. Dan holiday ini biasanya juga ada di liburan musim panas atau liburan Natal.
Yeah, Natal, that's right, and New Year, Tahun Baru.
Dan Tahun Baru.
Correct. Tahun Baru juga. Yeah, very good. Okay.
Jadi kalau British English menyebutnya holiday, kalau American English menyebutnya vacation.
Vacation, yeah. Holiday, vacation. Correct. Excellent. Good. So, last one. Okay. This is a funny one. You know a little baby crying, nangis. So mommy puts like something in the mouth. You got the baby goes.
Oh.
In English, we call that a dummy, D-U-M-M-Y. In America, they call it pacifier.
Oke, ya. Yang terakhir adalah dot yang biasanya dipakai oleh bayi saat menangis. Kalau British English menyebutnya dummy.
Dummy.
Dummy. Kalau American English menyebutnya pacifier.
Yeah, the word pacify in English means to calm someone down, santai, relax, right? Pacify is to make peace. Peace, you know, peace and war.
Yeah.
Pacify is to make peace, to make someone calm, relax, stop worrying, don't get angry, pacify. So when in America, when they put this thing in the baby's mouth, it is to pacify them, to make them quiet, not cry, make them feel calm. Pacifier. So it's called a pacifier. Maybe you can just translate that.
Kemudian penjelasan selanjutnya dari pacifier ini, kalau kita lihat di kamus, pacify itu artinya untuk menenangkan orang lain agar tidak marah, agar tidak gelisah.
Yeah.
Jadi untuk membuat kedamaian. Jadi pacifier ini digunakan kepada bayi agar bayinya itu jadi tenang, tidak nangis gitu. Jadi biar berhenti nangis.
Yeah. Okay, very good. But funny, this is funny now. In the UK, in England, in Britain, when we want to pacify the baby, make the baby quiet, stop nangis, tidak nangis, right? Make the baby happy. We don't put a pacifier, we call it a dummy, D-U-M-M-Y, right? Now in English, a dummy is someone who's stupid, like gila is a dummy. You say, he's a dummy, or she's a dummy, it means they're stupid. So why do we call it a dummy to go in the baby's mouth? I don't know, it's crazy. Maybe you can translate that one.
Sedangkan untuk istilah dari British English, dummy itu selain dot artinya untuk menggambarkan orang yang bodoh atau orang yang gila.
Yeah, maybe. Mungkin. Sudah lama, long time ago, when one day the mummy put the dummy in the baby's mouth to keep it quiet. Right, the baby's going, and it looked so stupid. They said, "Oh, it's a dummy." Yeah, it's a dummy. So they call it a dummy. I don't know. But we have to say, when it comes to meaning or representing the actual thing, the Americans pacify is far better to represent what that thing is. Right, it pacifies. It's a dummy. Wow, it's a crazy. Nobody can explain that one. It's crazy. All right, Fazzy. I think that's about it for today. So again, satu lagi, to you the viewer, to you the subscriber, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and please share with your friends. And also, please feel free, please feel free to complete the lesson. In the description is the lesson. All right, answer the questions, the multiple choice questions, and then enter in the comments or send to your teacher. And please tell us what you like about the video, if you like it and so on. If you don't like it, also say if you don't like it, because we want to grow and we love your comments, we love your feedback, and please complete the lesson. So yeah, Rafani, maybe you can just translate that again. Thank you.
Okay. Dan lagi untuk para audiens yang barangkali belum subscribe, jangan lupa untuk subscribe dulu dan juga untuk like dan share video ini. Kemudian jangan lupa untuk cek description box di bawah karena Miss Rod akan mencantumkan beberapa soal lagi, soal pilihan ganda, dan nanti boleh ditulis saja jawabannya di comment section-nya, atau bisa juga dikirimkan saja ke guru bahasa Inggris kalian, guru atau dosen.
Very good, Fadi. Thank you. One more thing, satu lagi. Kalau kamu dosen atau guru, if you are a lecturer in a university or a teacher in SMA, SMP, and you would like lessons, watching a video like this video with the lessons from English native speaker, myself, and from Fadi, who's very, as you have to admit, is a great translator. She does a great job. If you want these lessons from us for free, gratis, for your university, for your school, please contact us. Please say, even in the comments, or email me that you'd like these for free, because they are for free for all Indonesian students, right? All Indonesians, students or not students, but especially for SMA, SMP, and university students. So please just contact us if you'd like it for your university. We will support you. In fact, sometimes we even do Zoom lessons where all the students on Zoom will give us the answers to the questions, and they love it so much. All right? Maybe Fadi, just translate that quickly.
Ya, dan juga tambahan dari yang sebelumnya tadi, kami sangat terbuka untuk semua feedback, untuk semua komen. Tolong beritahu kami jika memang Anda menyukai video kami, dan juga kalau ada hal yang kurang, tolong beritahu kami. Dan untuk para tenaga pengajar dari SMP, SMA, ataupun universitas yang mengajar bahasa Inggris, jika Anda ingin belajar bersama English native speaker, yaitu Miss Rod dari Inggris, dan ingin belajar untuk memasukkan program belajar ini ke kurikulum di sekolah.
Yeah, exactly.
Kurikulum di sekolah.
Yeah, Fadi, we don't expect schools, universities to replace their curriculum or replace existing lessons. This is to supplement, to add on, to enhance the existing lessons.
Dan juga bukannya untuk merubah kurikulum yang sudah ada, tapi untuk menambah, mensupport, mendukung kurikulum yang sudah ada dengan program belajar yang disediakan oleh Miss Rod. Maka Anda bisa silahkan komen, request di comment section, atau bisa menghubungi Miss Rod langsung melalui email.
Very good. Fadi, thank you so much again for doing such a great job. Thank you. And to all you lovely Indonesians who are watching this today, thank you so much. Sampai jumpa lagi. See you again.
See you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.